I'm kind of hesitant because I don't speak Spanish and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I constantly have people saying racist things towards me or talking badly on me just because I'm not like them in another language and I can't defend myself because I don't know what's being said. I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash and I flip it. So hello to all of my cherry bombs, you guys. This is another Melanated Monday, which is where I come on here every Monday and we talk about blackity black ass shit. I'm here for it. Ignore my nails. I'm gonna tell y'all why to do like that later. But if I'm a new face to you guys, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would be awesome. Please hit the thumbs up so that more people can continue to find my content and find me. I'm on the road. By the end of this year, I want to be at 100K. Or maybe I shouldn't say by the end of this year because literally like, baby, that's around the corner. By the end of this year, maybe like a smooth 20K. I'll be happy if y'all get me to 20K, okay, you guys? And at the end of 2020, please get me to 100. Show your girl some love. I'm over here being stupid. Anyway, turn on my post notifications because I post very sporadically and I am all over the place. All of my social media is linked in the description box down below. If you would like to see how I completed this makeup look, highlight is popping, okay? Go ahead and keep watching this video, you guys. So my brows are already done. I used the Urban Decay. Actually, let me show y'all what I used. So when I went to Pride, they were giving out, who was it? L'Oreal was giving out free makeup. And so I got this Urban Decay all-nighter waterproof concealer in the color medium. And I'm gonna try not to cuss in this. No, I'm not. I cuss in all my videos. I fuck with this heavy. It is really nice. Like, I like the consistency. It blends out beautifully. Like, when I first put it on, I was like, this is too light for me. But the way it blends out, I really like the way that it blends out. You guys ignore my nails, so I'm taking a break from my acrylics. And I was in a rush, and I painted them with regular polish. If you know me, you know that I do not believe in regular polish because I don't see the point because it turns out like this. And then you have chipped, just really raggedy looking nails. So just excuse me right now because I talk so much shit about regular polish and I'm being a hypocrite. So, but okay, so before we even get into that, I do want to take a second to talk about this Rebecca Fashion official hair. This hair, you guys, because in my live, people were asking me about it. This hair is bomb. Like, when I say this is my favorite out of everything that I have received. This is my favorite. The curls are absolutely beautiful, like beautiful. And y'all see how my hand is going through them and not getting caught? Like, literally the curls are beautiful. And I was really excited to try kinky curly because I'm just trying to get into trying more textures that are more similar to my hair, like my actual natural hair. Which, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my natural hair plenty of times before because normally, like, whenever I take it out, I'll put a picture up. Like, this hair is, when I say y'all I'm in love with this hair, I'm in love with this hair. It feels wonderful. It was so soft. It does not shed. It literally, like, y'all, I really be feeling myself with this hair. And okay, like, I really be feeling myself with this hair. Now, granted, y'all can't see it right now. Well, there's a little bit right there, but y'all can't see it right now. I over plucked the, I guess you would say frontal. It's a wig, so it's not really a frontal. Well, it's a lace front wig, okay? So it's a lace front wig. I over plucked in this area. Kind of sad about that because I can't flip this over anymore because it looks like it's fucking balding. But I tried and I didn't realize that I guess with curly hair you have to be kind of more you have to be a little more cautious with how you pluck it, because with straight hair what I've noticed is you can literally pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck and your straight hair will still be like so full, almost like overly full, to the point where it's just like, oh my god, I've been plucking this hair for so long and it still doesn't look like natural. It still looks way too wiggy because it looks so full. And with curly hair, or at least what I've noticed with this, is it did not need a lot of plucking. It did not need a lot of plucking at all. When I first got it now, the hairline needed a lot of plucking, and I will insert those videos. The hairline was very thick. The wig was just very thick. And then also, this wig comes big head friendly, because literally when I first got it, it literally went like to here. And I had like a lot left over on the sides. Like it was very like, it was big. So it's big head friendly. It's made so nice. The hair feels amazing. They've been super professional, and they've been staying on top of it. Like most of the time with these hair companies, they message you, they want you to do this video, and then they forget that they even sent you the hair. So it's like, really, like, do y'all even really want the video or no? I didn't, because I normally don't wear my hair down, or because I don't normally wear my hair up. I only did the baby hairs on this side, because this side you just weren't gonna be able to see it. But if I do decide to wear the hair up, I'll do the baby hairs on this side too. But you can see like it's just so much space to where you can do a lot of cute things with it. Like you can do a lot of cute things, because literally I have all of this is lace. Like the lace goes back to like probably about like right here. So the lace goes back really far. It gives you a lot of parting room. The parts go back really far, which I really like. I've been to the beach in this hair. I've showered in this hair. I literally was like in the water at the beach, like with this hair all deep in the water, everything. Washed it. It did great. Like this hair is like so bomb. So all the product details for this hair, as like length and everything, will be linked down below if you all would like to purchase. And let's get into this video, you guys. First off, you guys, let's talk about this ASAP Rocky thing, because I've been seeing a lot of and then the color that I'm using right now is Saddle by MAC. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, free ASAP Rocky, oh my god, he's too fine to be in jail, free ASAP Rocky, free ASAP, free ASAP. And I've been seeing this, and I'm just like, are y'all kidding? Like, this be my thing with the Black community. We are way too forgiving, and we literally be acting like shit never happened. Everybody is saying free ASAP Rocky, but this is the same man who literally sat in an interview and said Black Lives Matter is a bandwagon. He called it a bandwagon. He said that he doesn't, if I remember correctly, he also said that he doesn't have time to be worried about what's going on when it comes to like the whole Black Lives movement and all that stuff. He was just like, basically like, it's above me. I make money. It doesn't affect me. So boo. And this was during the time that Ferguson was having a lot going on because of who was it that the police shot? It was it's a shame I even have to think about it, because there are so many that I literally have to think about which one it was. That's unacceptable. If I remember correctly, this was around the time that the Black Lives Matter movement was like a super hot topic, because there were just so many shootings happening back to back to back to back to back, and people were talking about it. And I remember that, you know, white people were trying to say that it was a terrorist group and just all this other stuff. And so during this time, ASAP basically said he don't give a fuck. He don't care. He said he got better shit to worry about. And then he also said he didn't sign up to be no activist. So my thing is, if you feel that way, cool for you. I don't give a fuck you're in jail. I don't care that he's in jail. Like, literally, and I don't understand why everyone else does. Are y'all serious? This is why people don't take us serious, because Black people don't even be taking other Black people serious. Everybody's talking about free a man who, if you were to be shot in the street tomorrow and your name was a hashtag and, you know, say another major movement when it comes to Black issues and Black rights, to say another major movement came into play after your death, this is the same man who said he wouldn't give a. So I don't understand why people are literally like, oh my god, like, why people are like, oh my God, free him. Oh my God, free him. Free ASAP Rocky. Now, my personal opinion, I will say, I know not everybody thinks this. I do think he's fine. But the fact that he doesn't care about what's happening in our community just is a complete turnoff. And I can't get with it. So as far as I'm concerned, I just don't understand why anybody who's black even cares. That is the weirdest thing to me. Like, to hear somebody openly be like, I don't care about y'all, I don't care what happens to y'all, it doesn't affect me, I have money, so it doesn't affect me, so I really don't care what's going on in y'all's community, even though I'm a part of y'all's community, which goes to show, as people have been saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Kamala Harris. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And the fact that people just be ignoring that, I'm just like, no. And I think people have been mistaking me saying I don't care about him being locked up as I'm wishing jail on him. I'm not wishing jail on him. I'm saying I don't care that this man is locked up because he don't care about us, and I don't understand why y'all care about him when he told y'all he don't give a fuck about you. Point blank, period. And my subscribers have been also telling me that he said some derogatory things toward dark-skinned black women. And y'all know how I feel about that. I can't get with that either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just not concerned. And I know y'all probably like, oh my God, you already have lashes on. Why are you not taking off your lashes? Because y'all know that when it comes to my makeup, when it comes to other people's makeup, I be putting in the work. When it comes to mine, sometimes I be a little lazy, and I'm not about to take these lashes off and reapply them. Maybe I'm just not shit, but I be sleeping in my lashes. Like, if they gonna stay on, I'm gonna leave them on. I'm not about to sit here and, reapply lashes every day of the week. I'm just not. So, secondly, let's talk about what is going on in terms of, so Halle Bailey. It's hard to like say it fast because my mouth wants to say Halle Berry. But Halle Bailey just got casted as Ariel for the live action Disney movie. And basically, white Twitter, white Facebook, white people in general are in an uproar about the fact that this beautiful, black, talented girl has been casted as this character. Now they are claiming that, oh, Ariel's supposed to be white, Ariel's supposed to be this, blah blah blah. Ariel is a fictional sea creature. Girl, Ariel could have been Mexican, Asian, black, white. Don't nobody care what color Ariel is except for y'all. And the reason y'all care is because blatant racism. Y'all trying to say, oh, it's really because of this, or historically it wouldn't make sense. Historically, she a fictional character. What you talking about? History? The Tooth Fairy got erased too? If the Tooth Fairy turns out, if they make a movie about the Tooth Fairy and she's black, are y'all gonna say historically the Tooth Fairy is supposed to be a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes? Shut up. Oh my God. Like, literally so annoying. Y'all be so aggy. Like, racist people just are so annoying to me. They done started y'all a whole group on Facebook. Saying make Ariel white again. Now, if that ain't the most racist ass shit. And then like people are really trying to be like, no, well, it's not really, it's not that we're being racist. We just want the character to stay true to what we knew as children. Okay, well, let me tell you what we as black people knew as children. Us as black females knew as children. We knew as children that we could never see ourselves on screen as princesses because the princesses were always white. That's what was true for us as children. So the fact that we had no representation on screen until Princess Tiana, and now people are mad that we have literally like, what, that makes 2 or maybe 3, because then also Brandy played Cinderella, who was black, which I don't understand why that wasn't an issue, but this is an issue. That's really confusing to me, at least, why Cinderella being black wasn't a big deal, but Ariel being black is like a huge deal. I think part of it is that the fact that she has natural hair and she has locks as well. They've been saying little stuff about her dreadlocks. Now, I don't like when people call locks dreadlocks. I personally, growing up, was in the habit of calling them dreadlocks because that's what you're taught, because literally the European standard of beauty is one hell of a little demon. And what I'm using right now is this is the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the color 338, so spicy brown. This is my summer color, you guys. So when I put on my summer color, you're about to see my face change dramatically, because my face literally has not a lick of color and everything else on me does. I honestly think it's disrespectful to call them dreadlocks, but I will say even now, because of the fact that that was something that a lot of us were raised to address them as, you know, even now I'll catch myself and I'll like catch myself calling them dreadlocks, and I'll have to like be like, oh wait, oh, your locks. Like, I personally try not to call them dreadlocks. I feel like that's very disrespectful. But and so they're not only mad that she's a black girl, but I think they're also very mad that she's a black girl, that you can visibly see her blackness. Like, and it's really pissing them off. It's really pissing them off. And I think it's crazy that literally, like I said, for years, you guys, we have not had any black princesses on the screen for years. And then we get her casted as Ariel, and everybody is literally so mad. Like, and she's talented. She's so talented. So like, for them to ignore all that and literally just see the color of her skin and be like, no, we don't want her, when these same people are notorious for being like, oh, I don't see color, I don't see color. Clearly you do. Clearly you do. And you are showing us that you do very loudly. And personally, I'm very happy for her that she got the role. I feel like she's going to do an amazing job. Actually, I know she's going to do an amazing job. And granted, I just discovered her and Chloe recently. Honestly, I really just started to learn more about them through this whole thing. I always used to, like, when people would post about them, I was like, yo, who are they? Like, who are they? And I'd always see people like posting about them and going crazy about them and just being like, oh my god, I love them. And I never knew who they were. So now that I'm learning more about them, I love them. They're gorgeous, they're unproblematic, like, they're talented, and people are really hating. And my other thing is that Disney Channel has been notorious for whitewashing the hell out of characters. And the fact that we finally are going to have a character that they, you know, that I hope they're not going to whitewash her. Like, I hope when they do the movie, they do her locks red and don't try and put a wig on her. I really do hope that they don't try and put a wig on her, because I would love to see her with the red locks. I think that would be really dope. I think it would be good for girls to see different hairstyles as black girls as well, because as black girls in the media, whenever we see other black girls in the media, they are wearing weaves, wigs, which is totally cool. I love weaves and I love wigs. You know, so I'm never going to speak badly about those things. But whenever we see black women in the media, we rarely see them with like their natural hair in roles where they're like the love interest, or where they're like a main character. If they have their natural hair out, say they have a fro or whatever, it's like they're like the tomboyish friend on the side, like the one that, you know, like, it's never like it's just always like they always have these straight weaves. Like, if they're a main character, if they're a love interest, anything, they always have these straight weaves. So I do feel like, again, when it comes to the whole whitewashing, I don't know if anybody else felt some type of way about this, but I'm gonna say I really felt some type of way about the fact that, y'all, I love this concealer. Like, this concealer is life, and I'm like totally in love with it. But I really felt some type of way about the fact that when they did Jasmine for Aladdin, okay, what I remember in the Aladdin cartoon movie is that Jasmine was a little darker than Aladdin. Maybe I'm wrong, but from what I remember as a kid, and I will try and insert a picture onto the side, Jasmine was darker than Aladdin. And I honestly, when I went to go see Aladdin, not to be a hater, but I could not get into it. And the reason I couldn't get into it was because the whole entire movie, I was so salty that Jasmine was literally almost white looking. And I could not, like, during the whole duration of the movie, I couldn't get past it. Like, I literally, that threw off the whole movie for me. I feel like all the other characters were pretty, like, you know, pretty true to how Aladdin was. But even the main character, Aladdin, I don't feel like they found like a person who was, granted, that man was fine, okay? Like, child, he was stupid fine. But I don't feel like they found somebody who looked like a who would I like? I feel like they could have found somebody more indigenous looking. I feel like they tried to find the most Eurocentric ones, because even the actress who played Princess Jasmine, from what I've seen, she's half, I want to say half Pakistani. If I'm wrong, I will go back and look, and I will just put that down here below. But she's half, and so when you look at her though, she looks very Eurocentric. Like, she literally looks white. And I was salty the whole movie. I was so salty. I was like, y'all could have got you a little like brown skin, beautiful, and you literally got the absolute lightest, whitest looking female you could find that could still, you know, that she's half, so she's enough to pass, and that people can't be like, oh, you tried to erase us. Basically, they got the safest looking one they could to play that role. I just feel like they could have picked somebody who looked more indigenous to that area and who didn't look like a white girl. They whitewashed the hell out of Princess Jasmine, and I feel like nobody talked about it. Like, literally nobody talked about it, and that's why I'm spending so much time on it now, because I'm just like, so we all just gonna act like they didn't literally pick like the whitest looking girl they could find that wasn't actually white, so that people couldn't get mad. It's like, okay, we're gonna get the closest we can to white. We're not actually gonna make her white, because then they're gonna get mad. But if we get as close as we can, then they can't technically be mad. Girl, I'm mad. I am. I don't care. So now I'm going in with the Cocoa foundation stick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I literally love this thing. And then I'm going in with my Artiste brush. I don't know which size this, like which number this one is, so I can't even help you there. But going in with my Artiste brush. And then I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques brush, because it still has some of that concealer on it. And I'm gonna blend this out just a little bit. So I haven't been using setting powder, because I don't like the Aerospun, and I haven't gotten anything else yet. So I haven't been using setting powder, but because of the consistency of this concealer, I actually don't dislike it without the setting powder. It just looks like skin. It looks so much like skin when you don't do the setting powder with this particular concealer. Now, with other concealers, they be creasing and doing all this crazy stuff below your eyes, so you really have to. But with this one, I don't feel like I really had to as much. So all in all, because I just went on a little tangent about Princess Jasmine, because I still am salty. But all in all, I know that Halle is going to do amazing, and people are just hating, and they're really showing their true colors. They're really showing their blatant racism. But you know what's new? White people like to be, it's like they like to play this role like, oh my god, I'm not racist, but then everything that come out of their mouth be racist. Not all of them, but like the ones that be like, oh my god, I'm not racist, like literally show you daily that they're racist. So now I'm about to go in with my Anastasia powder bronzer in Mahogany, which is gonna take me into, like, I'm about to finish this up, but I'm about to go into my last topic. And the last thing that I really, and I'm sorry for this glare, you guys, again, I'm trying. The last thing I really want to talk about is the fact that people have, I feel like, okay, so I feel like black people, we focus so much on racism when it comes from white people. I understand they have the power to oppress us and all that stuff, but it doesn't make their racism any worse than when it comes from people that aren't white. And what I've noticed is in the black community, we talk so much about racism coming from white people, and we don't talk about it as much or really ever when it comes to racism that comes from other races of people that aren't white. Like, literally, okay, so let me tell y'all what actually sparked me even wanting to talk about this was, since I've been in New York, I've noticed the heavy divide and segregation between, and I mean, I always kind of like, I always peep this, but like more so since I've been up here, I noticed the intense and blatant racism from Latinx people towards black people. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough at all. Like, we literally be so focused on talking about white people being racist towards us that, like, literally Latinx people can be racist as all hell toward us, and we don't talk about it enough at all. And my thing is, like, y'all know, because I mentioned this before, I personally, like, when it comes to like who I date and stuff, I love dating black men, and I love dating Latinx men. But I do notice that in the community, there is a lot of heavy racism. And I don't understand how, like, people aren't giving this a platform to speak on it. So me and one of my friends were having a conversation. And in this conversation, I was telling her, as far as being up here, I really, like, I'm just really used to working nightlife, you guys. And I love the money and the fast pace and the fact that you make money so quick. And I'm used to doing like bottle service type jobs, like stuff like that, because like I said, you make a lot of money really fast, and the atmosphere is like really cool. It's really fun. But what I've noticed up here is a lot of these jobs, they only, like, these nightclubs only have what they call the Spanish girls, even though they're not from Spain, but they only have the Spanish girls working for them. And a lot of the time, these women are very, and I mean, some, like, the Latinx men can be very racist too, but Latinx women are like a lot of them really do not like black women, and it's like a very deeply rooted hatred and dislike for black women. And I was telling my friend that I'm kind of hesitant to apply to these nightclubs. I'm still gonna do it, but I was like, I'm kind of hesitant because I don't speak Spanish, and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I constantly have people saying racist things towards me or talking badly on me just because I'm not like them in another language, and I can't defend myself because I don't know what's being said. And so when we were talking about this, my friend who I was talking to this about, she's African, but she's from New York. And so, being from New York and working in hospitality and stuff, she's learned she can pick up on a lot of Spanish and even some other languages, just because when you work in the type of restaurants that she works in, you meet so many different types of people. But she was like, growing up in New York, you really notice like the deeply rooted racism when it comes to Latinx people, but specifically even more so Latinx women in the direction of black women. And she was like, you need to watch out when they say things like she was putting me on game. She was like, if you ever hear them say, and y'all correct me in my comments if I say this wrong, but she said, if you ever hear them say pelo malo or something like that, palo malo, something like that, she said that's them saying the bad hairs. She was like, they call us the bad hairs. Or they'll say, there was another thing that she taught me that they say in passing, and it's in reference to our skin tone, say very derogatory things. Like I said, they just assume that as black people, we all have bad hair. And that's why with this Chris Brown thing, I really am irritated with the people who are trying to act like, oh, well, maybe he meant this, maybe he meant that. Y'all know that growing up throughout time as black people, we know the connotation that is associated with good hair or bad hair. Y'all, don't act like you don't know. Literally, don't stop acting like you don't know the connotation that is associated with good hair. And good hair is oftentimes associated with loose wave curly hair that is associated with mixed race ambiguous women. For people to act like, oh, well, he might have meant, no, girl, you know exactly what he meant. And y'all know, because of the connotation that comes with that word, y'all know why that word would be triggering for people. So for people to act like, oh my God, you guys are thinking about this way too deep, y'all are reaching, it shouldn't be that much of a trigger. Girl, if you don't have the range to understand why that is a trigger, exit this video now. But yeah, she was saying they call us the bad hairs, and I definitely feel like I have experienced, like I know I've experienced just the way that some Latinx women will treat black women or treat us, or like they kind of like give us looks, and it's kind of like, And then because black men have allowed these women a lot of the time to think that they're better than us, that's how they carry themselves. And so these looks and these little things that they be saying oftentimes are like I know I'm better than you. I know I'm better than you. Like, you're just a black girl. And the highlighter that I just used was Whisper of Guilt. Y'all know that's like my go-to. But yeah, so the fact that people like really act like they don't be seeing it, or they just kind of like overlook it and nobody ever speaks about it, I'm just like, so there's this tension that between Latinx people and black people that nobody speaks about. Even when I had my video about interracial dating and everybody just assumed that I was talking about white men, they were like, oh, you can't date a white man and be pro-black, you can't. And I'm like, why is it that when the topic of race comes up, or racism, everybody makes it a white or black thing and just assumes that it's a white or black thing? Like, y'all do understand racism comes from more people than just white people, right? Like, there are other races of people that look like us that don't like us. There are other races of people that, you know, in Asia or in South America, like, that don't like us. And so when I talk about things like interracial dating and stuff, I'm not only talking about black-white couples, black-white relationships. And when I talk about race, I'm not only talking about white people. And I wish more people would talk about it also because, again, even when it comes to, I think maybe the reason people don't talk about it as much is because they're like, oh, well, you know, you see Latinx and black couples and stuff like that. I think a lot of the times you see those couples, like, I would say more times than not all the time, it is a black male with a Latinx female. There are plenty of couples out here that are Latinx males with black women too, of course, 100%. But I feel like a lot of times it's black men fetishizing the hell out of Latinx women and creating this narrative that they are better, and when they do certain things it's okay, and then when we do those same things it's not okay and they don't like it. And because of that, it's created this narrative and this tension. And I think people don't talk about it because they're like, oh, well, we date them, they date us. But it's like they be dating us, but they be hating us. There are some Latinx people that they will date us left and right, but they do not with black people. Like, they talk about us really badly. The stereotypes they say about us are very negative, very degrading, very just awful. And I'm just like, why are we not talking about this? That's not anything against them. I love dating black men. I love dating Latinx men. I really enjoy getting to learn about another person's culture. I think it's really cool and it's really dope. And then I also love the hell out of my culture. And so that is why I gravitate toward those two races of men. But that's not to say that, you know, when I do date Latinx men, there's always kind of this thing in the back of my head, like, oh crap, like, is his family gonna like me, or are they gonna feel like, oh my god, he brought this black girl home? Because in South America, colonization has created this idea that, like, when you have kids with somebody, and I've heard this from a lot of my Latinx friends, so I'm not just pulling this out of my ass, like, literally we have all talked about this, the fact that growing up they're taught to breed lighter, and you don't want to darken your bloodline. And Europeans basically forcing them to feel as though their beauty wasn't beautiful, their skin wasn't beautiful. And so I love lip gloss. I literally have so many lipsticks, but I always do lip gloss. Colonizers will come in and make them feel like their skin wasn't beautiful, and that is why so many of them feel like, oh, you need to bring, like, and not even necessarily a white woman, because I mean, yeah, they bring them home too, but they tend to, from what I've seen, really stay within their own race when it comes to dating. Like, I know that they don't only date their own race, but I feel like from what I've seen, they very, very heavily try to date within, like, their race, but they try and date people that are lighter within their race. Me being a brown-skinned black girl, I'm like coming into their space with their family, and I'm like, you know, like, I don't speak the language, so it's like, it does kind of make you nervous to, like, feel like, okay, like, if I come in this space, like, are they gonna like me, or are they gonna start talking Spanish about how I'm one of the bad hairs and he done brought this black girl home and she's a darkie and she's so dark and ill, why would she do this? well, why would he do this? I even had one friend, one of my ex-best friends, who her mom, honestly, her mom was very racist. But that's what her mom gets, because this friend is Bolivian and Chilean. And she has 3 daughters. Like, the mom has 3 daughters who all like black men. And 3 daughters who all have black friends and hang out with a lot of black people. Like, they literally, like, their main friend groups are black. And her mom did not like that when we were, you know, growing up or as friends and stuff like that. So I think people should open this discussion more, because I think it's such a dope, like, when it comes to culturally, I think when Latinx people and black people come together, it is such a dope cultural experience. Like, literally, it really is. And I think it's sad that more of us don't get to experience that, because there's like this tension and because so many people won't address it. So yeah, all in all, let me know you all's thoughts, because that's just something that I've noticed and that I feel like does not get talked about at all, or just like rarely, because so many people just focus on white, black, that they never talk about that. Or shit, there be Asian people that don't like us. Like, there's a lot of people that don't. Being an African American is not easy, y'all. I wouldn't change it for the world, but shit ain't always sweet. But you guys, this is my completed look. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope that you were able to get something from it. And I will see. Ooh, yes, Melanated is popping, y'all. I got that fresh tan, okay? Baby is nice and melanated, okay? I'm here for it. And for all you black people that be trying to hide from the sun in the summer, please stop that. You sound so ignorant and so stupid. Trying to talk about something, you don't want to go out into the sun because you don't want to get any darker. You literally sound so stupid. But so yeah, you guys, I will see you in my next video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I am out.